You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and White sports fans, it's been a few weeks now, probably closer to 3 weeks since the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict came down. And we saw how sports leagues like the NBA, they melted down when it came down to the verdict. It was clear-cut 100% self-defense, but you know, the narrative is the most important thing to social justice warriors. And what is the NBA? It's a social justice warrior league. It's all about virtue signaling, okay? Now, we know that Kyle Rittenhouse, he was found not guilty. And honestly, folks, charges should have never been brought against him because Kyle Rittenhouse did nothing wrong. But however, athlete after athlete, entertainer after entertainer, when they weigh in on Kyle Rittenhouse, none of them say he acted in self-defense because they have to keep the racial narrative going. This is what they do. This is how they stay relevant. This is how some people make a whole lot of money and they get rich off of race hustling. However, former NBA player Kwame Brown, we've done videos on Kwame before. He is not buying into any of this. Honestly, folks, I believe he's the only athlete that's actually come out and said that Kyle Rittenhouse acted in self-defense. He's the only one that I can think of, former or active athlete. You know, he's a former NBA player. So we're going to be diving into what Kwame Brown had to say in this video, folks. And boy, he hammers into some people that we'll name in this video. But first, it is the holiday season, folks. Get your merch. Save 20% off anything in a merch store. If you use the discount code HOLIDAY, you can get our Media's The Real Virus shirt. That is our best-selling shirt of all time. LaChana James, You're No King, Make Sports Great Again, etc., etc. Anything in the merch store, 20% off. Use the discount code HOLIDAY. So over here on the Blaze, it says in profane rant against racist agendas, former NBA player says Kyle Rittenhouse acted in self-defense and that people are getting paid to push this racist shit. And Kwame Brown, he goes after it. So let's read this article here from the Blaze. I'm going to clean it up as best as I can because you guys know Kwame, man. He comes very, very hard with the language. We're going to try to keep this video monetized. It says here, former NBA star Kwame Brown has spoken out in defense of Kyle Rittenhouse, who was acquitted of all charges of murder related to the August 2020 shooting in Kenosha, Wisconsin. He also hit out on unnamed people, saying an insidious movement trying to push racist shit is afoot. And we've seen that, folks, across entertainment and sports. It says here, in reaction to the Rittenhouse verdict, Brown 39 said, that to me, in my opinion, looked like self-defense. The courts found it as self-defense. I'm surprised. Well, I guess I'm not surprised that he said it because this is Kwame Brown. He actually thinks for himself. He actually, I guess, looked at the evidence and made a conclusion. He didn't go along with the mainstream narrative, you know, that Kyle Rittenhouse out there killing black people, which never happened. He looked at the evidence and he said it's self-defense. It says here, he added the contingent of the country seems keen to politicize the case and make it about race rather than self-defense. He's 100% spot on because, folks, there's no black people involved in this case whatsoever. Everybody, the major players in this case, were all white. He says here, quote, the only thing bad that is he had to sit in jail for so long because they made something political that shouldn't have been political, the former NBA player insisted. If you're going to give the boy the gun charge, give him the damn gun charge or let the boy out. Now, we know that that gun charge was absolutely bogus because Kyle Rittenhouse had a legal right to carry that weapon. And that's why the judge threw it out, and the judge got a lot of backlash, you know, from the leftists out there about that. They wanted Kyle Rittenhouse, I guess, basically charged with first-degree murder. But, like I said before, the agenda is more important. Brown said if anything, Rittenhouse could have been charged with a misdemeanor or sentenced to probation. Quote, he could have been home eating Fruit Loops or whatever the hell he eats, the former NBA player insisted. Instead of that, we want to tie it into something black when there's no black people involved in this, folks. We want to tie it into something bigger so we can have people come out and march and get checks off a little teenager's back. And that, to me, is corny. Brown added that not everything needs to have a political motivation and that the agenda of seeing racism in everything is garbage. Quote, everything ain't political, okay? He continued. A bunch of people are getting paid to push this racist shit. That's all it is. He added, quote, these mother effers ain't got no lane they're in. They really don't got nothing to say. The only thing they get paid off is talking about how racist it is. These mother effers got good cars, good houses, good everything, telling you how bad it is. Mother effer, it don't look bad. You're driving a Benz. You're goddamn flying all over the world. You have speaking engagements. You mother effers got black ties and security and shit. How you mother effers so bad off? Man, it seems like, he's addressing LeBron James because LeBron James said that black people are being hunted down by the police. He said that we are scared to go outside of our homes as black people when LeBron James has everything that Kwame Brown just talked about here. But it says Brown went so far as to name names. I saw goddamn Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, the major race hustlers right there. I saw goddamn Roland Martin, he added. Them mother effers got black ties, security. Them mother effers got a black SUV. Them mother effers riding in style. So how in the F is it so bad? Tell me how to get it like you got it. Tell me how to get some of them black Escalade securities that you sons of bitches pulling up in while I'm pulling up with my brother. Man, hats off to Kwame Brown. He is 100% spot on. Calling out these race hustles because the narrative is more important. Trying to find racism in every single thing, And remember, the NBA put out this statement here. After the verdict, the NBA's Social Justice Coalition. Our thoughts are with the families of those whose lives were taken in this tragedy. The right to peacefully protest is a bedrock of our democracy, and the National Basketball Social Justice Coalition remains committed to preserving that right for all. Any forms of vigilantism in our society is unacceptable. This is what the NBA put out, because they had to go with the narrative that this was vigilante, racism, etc., etc. And of course, the NBA got roasted for this because the NBA is all about being woke and all about lying. So, man, Kwame Brown, hats off to him for telling it like it is, The only player that I could think of that actually came out and said it's self-defense. He says Kyle Rittenhouse acted in self-defense, and he's right on the money about that. But your CNNs, your MSNBCs, they want to say, oh, this is America, white people getting away with this, white people getting away with that, I will say this. Gage Grosskreutz, the man that pulled the gun on Kyle Rittenhouse, guess what? He's a white guy. Guess what? He didn't even get charged with anything when he had a weapon that he was possessing illegally. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this, black and white sports fans? Are you with Kwame Brown on this? I'm pretty sure you guys are. Kwame Brown telling it like it is. These people are trying to find racism where racism doesn't exist. They took a case where all the major players were white and they tried to turn it into something racial. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.